beauties, welcome. So for once I'm actually doing a tutorial today. What? I know I never do them. This is kind of my go-to everyday look. I do this very often. I wear it to work a lot, I wear it in my everyday a lot, and it has become kind of like a staple look that I have been doing quite a lot lately. It is heavily kind of an orangey corally based look, which I never used to do, but in the past year or so I have realized that I think it kind of suits my complexion and features. Whenever I do like peachy orangey makeup, a lot of people do tend to compliment my makeup, so I'm like, well, I guess it's the new me, kind of. This wrinkle on my forehead just is never gonna go away. If you guys want to know how I do this look, my kind of go-to everyday burnt orange, not really corally look, then please keep watching. Let's go.
So of course we are going to start with some primer. This is the Dipbrow Medicated Skincare Base CC in green. I have mentioned it a couple times in the past. The reason why I like this one is because it does give you that brightening effect. Definitely the main factor why I use it. It just gives a more even complexion all over, but it also doesn't take away the glow factor that I put a lot of effort in with my skincare. Like, it leaves my skin looking glowy but brightened and even and really well prepped for my makeup. I feel like my makeup just glides on whenever I do wear this, and since it is mint green, it does help with a little bit of redness, and it is also a medicated primer, so it helps kind of control breakouts and that on your skin. Next we are moving on to foundation, and yes, I still use this Maybelline Pure BB Mineral BB Super Cover, or whatever it is called. I mentioned it in my Best of Beauty of 2018 and I still love it. I still haven't found something that I like as much as this, so it is my everyday. I just feel like it gives the perfect amount of coverage that I like, and it's really nice and glowy. It looks natural but still lasts all day. And my favorite thing to apply it with is the Innisfree Glow foundation brush, which I had like sworn off flat foundation brushes because I always felt like they leave streaks, but this one does not at all. It gives such a nice even coverage, and it is supposed to be glow infusing. Like, I don't know how it does it. They have like a coverage one and then a glow one. This is the glow one, and since I've used this brush, I do not look back. So I do blend the BB cream all over my face with this brush first, and then I do buff it in with a beauty blender, which I keep saying beauty blender, but actually it's the Real Techniques sponge is the one I always use, not the actual brand beauty blender, because I find it's a lot cheaper and I like it better than the beauty blender. Moving on to concealer, yes, this is still my favorite. Also, the Saem or Saem Tip Concealer in 0.5. I just feel like it is the most affordable, blendable, full coverage concealer, and I've tried others. I tried like Shape Tape, but I do not like it as much as this one. So I try not to use as much concealer these days. I do want my makeup to look somewhat natural, so I just do a little bit under the eyes and on the corners of my mouth, because I do tend to have like a little bit of discoloration there, but just blending it in again with the Real Techniques. The Real Techniques. Oh my god, I can't say it. Real Techniques sponge. This one is also an oldie but a goodie, the Kate Concealer in Light Beige. Sorry about it being so dirty and all the labeling has been rubbed off and all that. But you can easily blend this in with your fingers, or if I do want a higher coverage on like the darker scars and stuff like that, I do tend to use just like a pointed small concealer brush, I guess you would call it. For powder, I am using the Innisfree Matte Mineral Moisture Setting Powder. I was using the No Sebum matte one for a while, but I have switched to this one now. It has a little bit more color and I feel like it has a sheen. Like, I keep having a look at it and I feel like there's like a slight sheen to it. To apply the powder, I am using the Sigma Tapered highlighter brush. Obviously I don't use it for highlighter, but just something that's like big enough to apply powder but small enough to fit under the eyes is what I like. With powder, I do tend to tap a lot of excess off and just really use a very, very light amount under the eyes as well as on top of my brows. I find when I don't put powder on my brows, if it's a cream product, it just slips and kind of goes everywhere. So I powder my brows, and then wherever I applied the stink concealer, I do try to powder so it doesn't move, and just in the other areas that tend to get a little bit oilier throughout the day. But again, my overall is a very, very light dust, so my skin does still look glowy even with powder. Moving on to brows, I have been using the Anastasia Dipbrow in dark brown, was it? 4 years now. I started using it when I lived in America and I've kind of just stuck to it. There are some days where I use other products, but this is pretty much what I use all the time. And in all honesty, I do not know what I do with my brows. I kind of just follow what's there. I don't do anything special. They tend to look different like every day. So I wouldn't necessarily say to follow my brow kind of tutorial, but feel free to if you can get some inspiration for it, but kind of just fill it in and try to make it look natural but defined. Yes. Next is eyes, which is definitely my favorite part of when doing my makeup. Starting off with the Etude House Look at My Eyes Jewel Shadow in OR203. I have mentioned this color before. It's just a nice shimmery, goldy, corally orange color, and it's just wonderful, amazing color pigment as well. And I just apply it on my full lid using my finger. Not much technique needed for this one, just chuck it on. Next, we are going to use another Etude House eyeshadow, and it is the Look at My Eyes BR422. So this, I guess, technically classifies as a brown, but it's definitely kind of like an orangey bricky brown. And I use this on a pencil brush, the Morphe M574. I pick up the product and then basically create a V towards the outer corners of my eyes. I do not take it up all the way to the crease. I keep it very low and very close to the eye and kind of blend it in towards my eye line. Is that what you call it? Like lash line? And keep it just like that diamond kind of V outer eye kind of shape. Then grabbing a slightly fluffier kind of blender brush. Honestly, I do not remember which one this is because all of the labeling has come off, but I get a bit more of a blendable brush to just blend all of that out. And again, I'm just trying to keep that shape but elongate it even more, so it kind of creates an illusion that my eyes are like bigger and more cat eye and more kind of flowing out towards the outside. Next, I will be taking the lighter shade Ounce from the Naked Heat palette just on my finger, and I'm going to use it to highlight and also basically create like a primer on my lid. Sometimes if I don't put eyeshadow up under my brows, like my mascara tends to transfer on there. Then using the same blender brush from before, I'm going to grab a little bit of the shade He Devil. It is basically like a darker, redder version of the color I used before. Just grabbing a very small amount of product and blending it into the corner, into the V again, to create a bit more depth, a bit more kind of a dramatic look and give definition to my eye. So this next product ain't nobody gonna find it anywhere. It is an old Australis cream eyeshadow called Metallix eyeshadow in Pearl Jammin. It is a brand that we sell in Australia at Priceline and stuff, but I do believe this product is discontinued. It's just a really nice, creamy, shimmery gold eyeshadow though. I don't know what I'm going to do once I run out of it because I know I won't be able to replace it. But I do blend it out on my hand a little bit first before applying it because I don't want it to apply in chunks. And I just apply it with my finger once again in the inner corners of my eyes, above and below as well. I am just realizing just how many products I actually use when I do my eye makeup, but we are going to take the Etude House Bling Bling Eye Stick in the shade 11 Rose Star. I would say it's actually pretty much the same color as that shimmery eyeshadow, like the normal like single shadow one, but in a stick version. I do love these stick shadows. I feel like they're so easy to use, especially under the eyes. And here we have another product that you can't actually see what it is because all of the labeling has come off, but it is the MACQUEEN Brush Tip Eyeliner. I don't know what the official name is, in like waterproof deepest black or something. They always sell it on YesStyle for like $6 or $7, and honestly, it's such a good quality eyeliner. It lasts so long, it draws on so well. It's such a deep black, and like the longevity, not like just lasting long on the eyes, but the actual product. Like I've used this for 6 months or something now, almost every day, and it still hasn't run out. So such a good buy. Good quality product for such a cheap price. We are going to go with a simple winged liner. I tried to make the tip kind of like go in line with towards the tip of the V that I created, if you get what I mean. I try not to do it too big these days. It does change depending on the day, and I stop it before it barely even reaches the middle of my eye. I rarely actually draw eyeliner on my full eye these days. I just take it halfway and that's that. So yeah, I hope that your eyeliner matches today if you are watching this and trying to recreate it. Another thing I have been liking to do these days is actually draw over my natural beauty spots. Is that what it's called? Hokuro, you call it in Japanese. I know I do things in a kind of a weird order, but I'm going to put on some highlighter, the classic Mirror Luminizer from the BALM. It's just a nice basic one. It's a really nice fine sheen and the whole gold goes in with my whole look. So I'm going to apply that with the Morphe M532 brush. I'm actually going to apply this in quite a wide kind of area because I want the glow to kind of look like it's peeking through my blush, because I'm actually going to apply my blush after this highlighter. Get what I mean? And yes, the time has finally come where I've become that type of influencer. I've got my high smile whitening, but honestly, someone did ask me quite a while back what I do to keep my teeth so white, which I don't really do anything. This is the only thing that I do. I have got to say it is just the easiest and non-painful thing ever. I did use another brand's whitening. It took so long, was so inconvenient, and it hurt the heck out of my teeth because my teeth got so sensitive and it wasn't even worth it. Whereas this, it's so quick and easy, 10 minutes, and it does not hurt my teeth at all. Anyways, moving on to blush, another product that I have mentioned in the past, the ARITAUM Sugar Ball Cushion Cheek Color in number 3. I tend to not use the cushion that it comes with anymore. I do use just like a buffing brush, and I feel like it blends into the skin a lot better. I do blend it out onto my hand first before applying it because it is quite strong and it's very easy to pick up quite a bit of product. So just blend it out and then apply it to my cheeks. It just blends seamlessly, and since it is a cushion, it does still give and add to that glow effect. And then lastly, I do take just a little bit on my finger and put it on my nose to give it a little bit of a flushed, what's the word? Igari make look, but very, very natural. Going back to the eyes, another favorite, the Innisfree Twinkle Glitter in number 2. Another amazing product. The color payoff is so good of this one. It's so shimmery, reflects the light so nice. The only thing I don't like about it is that it comes off so easily. Like even with just water, or if I cry, it comes off very, very easily. So I wish it was like a little bit more waterproof, but I do just apply it to the bottom inner corner of my eyes to give it a little bit of a sparkle. And after curling my lashes, I'm going to use my all-time favorite mascara, the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. I still cannot find something that is better than this. So I'm just gonna normally apply it to my upper and lower lashes. Usually I do a couple coats, but since it is my everyday look, I'm not gonna apply any falsies. So I do try to kind of go a bit of a heavy hand on the mascara and try get as much length and volume with this guy. And to show you like the reality versus Instagram posts and stuff, this is what actually happens when you try to pull out your teeth whitening. I just freaking dribbled everywhere, like so much saliva, delicious. So yes, when they pull it out and they just smile and there's like nothing on their teeth, that's like bullshit. We're going to go in with another highlighter to give it that extra glow. I'm using the Anastasia Glow Something palette in the shade Marshmallow. This is a really light, like icy, nice, glowy highlighter, and we're just gonna go ham with it. Not really, I'm gonna try to keep it natural, but it is beautiful. Just applying it with that same highlighter brush in all of the areas that you can see. After removing all of the gunk and foundation and whatever that got onto my lips while I was doing my makeup, I'm going to apply my lippy, the 3 Concept Eyes Velvet Lip Tint in the shade Daffodil. Again, I have mentioned this product because it is a good one. I just apply it in the middle of my bottom lip, kind of do the putting my lips together to blend it out a little bit, and then the rest I just blend it with my finger. I basically like blend it so it overdraws my lips very slightly to make them look very full but natural. And you guys know I cannot forget to recurl my lashes after my mascara has applied. I have thin lashes that tend to drop drop when I apply mascara. So I just recurl them real quick to get them to lift a little bit better. And now we are finally on the last step, just using a setting mist. It is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. It is a very simple one. It smells like coconuts. It definitely gives you a dewy glow. And I love it. Honestly, it's such a cheap option and really nice. It helps hold everything together but also gives you that dewy look. So I'm just gonna spritz that all over my face and my everyday look is complete.
There you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you do recreate it or do it in your own time, please like tag me on Instagram or something so I can see. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.